Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Lou, and welcome to Astra SMP. I guess I probably should be saying that to myself as well, because I am one of the newest members of this SMP. But this is also the first video that I have done, or I guess it should be video 1.5 maybe, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I have started on this new SMP that has actually been around for quite some time, but I felt like it was probably a good idea to give you an introduction as to who I am, what the SMP is, and how I'm already in a house, if this is my first video. Because normally when you start in an SMP, you're usually, you know, out in the wilderness, maybe at a spawn point that looks really nice. This is not spawn, this is my house. But we will get to that in just a second. So let me explain who I am first. Hi, my name is Lou. I am a trans gamer, he, him pronouns. I really like Minecraft, and so that is going to be the start of my channel, although as I go on, I'm expecting to branch out into other games, you know, Nintendo games, different other genres. I would say like PlayStation and Xbox games, but I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox. I only have a Switch and other old Nintendo consoles, so that will have to do for now. For the time being, it is going to be sticking to the Java version of Minecraft, and probably specifically single-player worlds and SMPs for a while. Mostly this one, which, like I said before, is Astra SMP, which, as soon as I saw what the official lore mentioned that it was, I had to join. I just had to join. It sounded so cool. So let me explain what the lore of Astra SMP is. Hey, Editor Lou here. I'm adding this audio just because my original explanation for the Astra SMP really wasn't good, so this is going to be my second take at it. But let's make it a little more dramatic while we're at it too, shall we? In the forest of Erebon, once you enter the forest, there's no turning back. Through the twisted roots and untouched grass, the trees never end. One could travel for years and still be lost under its branches. Not like someone could search for that long anyway, however. The creatures that live in the forest love new prey. And if the creatures aren't what gets to you, the endless effects of the forest's magic will. However, hidden inside the forest is one safe haven, Providence, a town unknown to the world outside the forest. The area provides an unexplained protection from the evils of the woods surrounding it, so long as one should stay inside of its walls. But will these protections last forever? And even if they do, with so many in one place affected by the forest magic at one point, are these protections actually protections? Or are they secretly curses? And so far, there hasn't been a whole lot of setup yet. The season only just started. I started probably like 2 weeks out from when it officially began. And by the time that I'm recording this, I want to say that it's only been less than a week, I would say, since I joined. So, like I said, I'm very new to the server. That's probably why I only have the iron armor duds. But I do have, and let me get out of third person view, I do have a swanky house that I will be sleeping in order to make sure that there's no spooky monsters outside. Although I'm pretty sure I spawn-proofed my house pretty good. That shouldn't be an issue. But regardless, let me get back to what I was saying. So, one of the... Ooh, sorry about that. Just accidentally jump scared you with my little rabbit face. So, like I mentioned, I have to explain how I already have this house, and why I didn't record it, because usually that's a big process, right? Where you record your first building, and everything's going to be all fun and edited, and all the time lapses and all that. And as I'm recording this footage right now, I actually will show you the footage of me very quickly building this in a time-lapse format. Eventually, as I get my channel up and running, this will be a traditional time-lapse, but for me explaining the story, I will keep it as non-intrusive as possible. So, why did I already build a house? Why didn't I put that as, like, my first impressions? Why didn't I record my first days on the server? But see, I actually did start recording my building process. I didn't start the very first day, mind you. I started the first day that I got here, but I started recording as soon as a small incident happened. Let me just play some footage for you real quick, and you will understand why I had to speed up as soon as I explain what it's about, because it probably won't make sense right away.
Included. There's not much else to show you. Oh, that's where Bun is living. Oh, I got so scared there was going to be another chunk.
I thought there was another chunk.
I thought there was going to be another chunk. Panic, I just felt.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, why did I show you that footage? What is that ugly little crater? Well, let me just show you some of the footage that I recorded. Yeah, that's my house. That's my house that's in the video. The live video is the crater in the ground. So, I basically immediately tunnel visioned on that fact, right? I realized that I physically could not have my build be the focal point, or my lack of build, I guess I should say, my lack of build be the focal point of so many things, because I didn't realize that the really cool fancy tower on the other side of the ravine was the big important server owner's tower. I just thought, hey, I have this really cool window in this design, and I have this really cool tower over here, and it's facing the sun, which was a problem when I was building it, in that it was facing the wrong way. I'm gonna build right here. We're not allowed to go outside of the border, and there's like a border somewhere. Okay, so maybe I imagined there being a water border right through here, but I was pretty sure there was a border right through there. So in my head, I was thinking, oh, okay, this is just someone's build. It's going to be part of some lore. I'm not going to have to worry about finishing this base right away. And then immediately, as soon as I log off, I realize, oh, hey, that's where all of the videos are going to be taking place. That bridge that everyone's going to be jumping across is going to see this build. I have to very quickly finish this. And so I tunnel visioned and very quickly finished my little house. For the most part, as you can see, there's some weird nooks and crannies around here, but overall it's mostly finished. But in the process, I tunnel visioned so hard that I didn't give any good commentary. Like, I was building and I was so focused and I didn't say anything for probably like 30 minutes at a time, and so I basically had to scrap it, unfortunately, which is a shame, especially for the first build, but there will be other things that I will be building on this channel that hopefully will be a little bit more exciting. But for now, my little starter house that is going to be in the lore for my little character, unfortunately, is not an official video. However, since we are here, I am going to give you a tour of it, at least of what is done so far. Over time, things will change, things will be moved around. Hang on a second. Oh, okay, so I downloaded a mod in order to get this done, Lightmatica, which is probably the best mod I have ever used in my entire life, because it makes a schematic that basically shows you where things are. So for example, in the schematic, there's an armor stand that's right here. With the shader pack I'm using, it breaks everything that I ever love whenever I try to use it. So I would have to turn shaders off in order to show you what it looks like. Maybe sometime I will do that, but for now, I'm just going to explain the stuff that is missing. But Lightmatica saved my life and saved my sanity because I kept getting measurements wrong. I'm gonna throw up a bunch of clips from my phone of pictures that I took trying to get the build down, and I just couldn't figure out the proportions for some reason, and that's because I messed up on one of the walls. But honestly, Lightmatica is also just really funny because I can't figure out how to make it transparent, so I'm gonna see if the replay shows any of the moments that I massively fell down holes and stuff because I thought that I was jumping on a solid block, because I do not have the attention span to remember which blocks are real. But regardless, let me go around starting to give you a little tour of the house. So, as you can see, this is the bedroom area. There's going to be an armor stand here. I believe there was another barrel or a chest right here as well. Just, there's a lot of storage in this house, and most of it is just aesthetic. Of course, this is the bed. This is... Okay, so the server owner, Stitch, gave this to me on the first day that I was here, and I think it used to have some value, like, it used to have some function where you could, like, right-click, but I don't know what I did. I put it on the ground because I wanted to try and right-click with it, and it broke all the function and it just made it a player head, which I'm honestly fine with. It's supposed to be an alpaca plushie, so that's why I put it on the side of the bed, because I thought that was really nice of her to give me that. And also, plus, I wanted to apologize in some way for making her think that I was going to leave it as a crater. Actually, I'm actually going to show some more footage because she said some really nice things about my build on one of her streams, and I just felt really humbled by it, and it really motivated me, so thank you for that, Stitch. But here's that clip.
I want to go check out their houses. Like, this is, I think this is Lou's house. Like, look how adorable it is. Look how adorable under construction. Sorry about the mess. It's fine. It's adorable. When I saw someone was building across from my house, I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to look at that. But no, it is adorable. It's just an adorable little house, and like the new people are so talented at building. It's insane.
Yeah, see, what did I say? It's like super nice of her to say that. I was honestly not sure of the build when I finished it, or when I was making it, especially right now, because actually the build isn't finished. There are going to be some parts that I can actually time-lapse and finish up, like these walls. These walls are actually supposed to be mushroom stem, but because I didn't have a silk touch anything, I didn't have any good gear, I basically just went with birch because, okay, you can't see it too much right now, and we'll get to it, but over there is a birch forest, and this whole area used to be a birch forest. I flattened it out enough to build this house on it, though, so it's not really a birch forest anymore. But regardless, this is the little bedroom area. There's a nice little window out there. You can also get on the roof this way, which honestly comes in handy because I don't have the attention span to go down the ladder sometimes. But if we go down here, this is the main living area. As you've probably been hearing through the background of this entire video, I did get a dog. I need to turn his color green because that's like my whole thing for this base. But this little house is also doubling as a sort of like scenic brickmaking shop because this server has a lot of lore, and that, I mean, obviously, I already told you about the whole woods thing, but I really wanted to join in on it, so my character is a brick maker. Because I have a lot of like mud brick making supplies, like wheat and just being next to a river and all that. Don't mind that. That's temporary housing for some sheep and some pigs. They're gonna be moved down to a special area that I'm making for them, but I'll have to explain what that is later. But over here is a little fireplace. There's going to be like furnaces and blast furnaces and stuff set up. There actually is already furnaces in here, sort of like hidden away, so that way it just looks like you're putting stuff over the fire. There is a smoker. This little bench, which this server has a really cool function where you can just sit on stuff, which was one of the reasons I put benches just about everywhere in this build. Regardless, there's a couple little plants around, there's actual storage, there's a mine shaft that goes all the way down to bedrock. It actually goes forward, but it hits a massive cave. It turns left and it hits a massive hole, and then finally it goes down to bedrock. Regardless, though, this little storage area with stuff labeled. I'm not expecting to be able to put a lot of stuff in here. I might have to make an actual storage room down here once I start clearing room for like nether portals and like mushroom making, or like big mushroom making, so I can fix my walls, because I don't want to put too much on this wall. I feel like that this little shelf is enough. Maybe I'll put more chests on the side, but really it's not going to be too packed full of anything. Like I said, the bamboo is a temporary feature. This is going to be dealt with at some point, and then I will not have to have bamboo just randomly in my house. Although I might keep one, because I do kind of like the look of it sticking up that far on the roof. Or close to the roof, I should say. Let me go at the back door first. So like I said, this is a brick making area. specifically mud bricks, because mud bricks are so cool looking. I really like the texture on them, especially in this texture pack. Just everything blends together so nicely. As you can see, we have some stock right here. There's also mud around just because, like, you use mud to make bricks. Same with the wheat. You use wheat to make bricks. The pumpkins are just there because I think it needed a little splash of color. And also because this originally was just pumpkins, and I realized it made more sense for it to be wheat. But I couldn't just get rid of all of the pumpkins, so I kept some of them out. That area is nothing right now, though at some point there's going to be a pathway leading down the side of this mountain and to the bottom of the ravine. That will have purpose later, but well, actually no, I'll explain it right now. So the big purpose of that, and potentially a set of stairs on the side of this cliff, is because well, you saw in the clip there is a bridge that is made of moss, which is very disjointed. And although it is mentioned that, oh hey, no, there's a barrier where no one can fall down this thing, people fall down that thing all the time. And I feel like it's a little bit sad just to have everyone like struggle to climb back up. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this tunnel and or the stairs system is, hey, I know you've fallen down, let me put this way to get back up, so long as you're okay with swimming over here. That's kind of my main purpose, because I don't want to put it too close to the bridge itself in case someone accidentally falls on it. And I don't know if I have permission to just fix the bridge to make it one bridge. I don't think I want to overstep that boundary, to be honest. Because, like, it is a really cool bridge, it's just sometimes really hard to get over. Especially if, like, you have one of those, like, little weird lag spikes where, like, you're sprinting jitters and all that fun stuff. Regardless, so you can probably hear and see that there is a inset area right here for my chickens and pigs. This is what I'm going to be doing with the sheep as well. I'm going to be basically putting them inside the mountain. And that's kind of one, just like as little, what's the word I'm looking for? As little just things to see, I guess, like sights as you are going down this side of the cliff. And hey, if you want to feed them too, you are more than welcome to give them a little snack as well. But yeah, the sheep and the pigs are going to be down there, and I don't want to go down there right now, but there's also a villager that has Silk Touch that I just got recently. That's what I did just about yesterday as I went over to another village, and I snagged a villager, which we'll be going back to, so I'm not going to show that right now, because I have some plans for that area that's around it. Even though, like, in a lore sense, we're not supposed to be over there, outside of doing lore things, we're allowed out there, so I want to do something cool with it. And then over here is the front of the house, which has a nice little porch. Eventually this banner is going to have a pattern on it. I'm thinking of making it like a rabbit. The main reason I wanted to put this banner somewhere out on the porch is because I'm hoping to use this with the map we have in town, which I will get to in just a second, but it's very unlabeled right now, just in town, so I'm hoping to add things to it in order to make it easier to navigate around. Let's see, of course there's another bench out here, there's a little plant, there's more aesthetic storage, and generally, it's still a work in progress. Oh, right. Okay, I have to show you this too. So I just thought of this the other day. There's actually an item frame right here on this texture pack. You can't really see it, but if you put it in, it's like a little mail thing. Even though we already have mailboxes in town, but let's not get into that. Over here, there is a pathway leading around the front of the building. Did I not make this? I didn't make the window wide enough. I'm gonna have to go back and fix this at some point, but we'll get to that in some other time. When I'm fixing the walls, maybe. Because this is supposed to be a 4 wide window, I think. I don't know why I made it only 3. The things you do, the things you realize once you take a second look at something. Other than windows being messed up, like I said, this is temporary. This is where sheep and some pigs are, or a pig. I still need to get a second one, and then I'll be starting to clear out that area for them, because I like them to have a friend when they go down there. This area is unfinished right now, and again, we'll be going into this upper area as well. But this is basically it for my little house. There's a little chimney at the top, which is the one from the little furnace room. And overall, it's just a nice little house that I've made for myself. And at some point, I will go over across the parkour bridge in order to show you the front view of it. But you probably noticed this little area up here. So because my character is a brick maker, I decided to put a little bit of wheat, because wheat is needed in order to make these bridges. What am I talking about? Bricks. Wheat is needed for bricks. But as I was doing that, I realized we didn't actually have a path. As you probably saw from that video before, they kind of just walked through the birch forest and didn't really... There wasn't any light. People were getting attacked by monsters. It wasn't great. So I've taken it upon myself to start working on this little area. And if we have enough time, I will see if I can add this little build into it. But eventually there's going to be an archway going through the top right here, just to signify that this is the start of a pathway. This area is going to have something in it. I'm not sure if it's going to be a fountain or just like a circle of sorts, but this will have something in it eventually. It's not just going to be a circle with a tiny little torch in the center of it. As we go down the path, though, like I said, it's under construction. I put signs everywhere just so people know that I'm still working on this. It's a little bit of a ruined path with broken fences and just hay and puddles everywhere. I want it to look weathered because I wanted it to seem like this has been here for a really long time, especially because, like, this... if I recall correctly, her character is one of the longest people that have been in town. Like, they've been in town the longest. Although they also said my character was one of that's been here for a long time. Or they just called me old. That might have been it, but... shush. Regardless, though... Oh, hi, sheep. Yeah, I guess sheep can spawn now because it's all lit up. Regardless, though, it's meant to be a mystical, sort of like flowery forest. This pond is going to get an upgrade at some point because I realized that it needs something around the edge. But overall, it's meant to just give a sort of mystical vibe, especially with these floating islands. And I'm actually going to start over here because I really want to give a tour of some of the other builds on the server as well. Because we have some talented people on this server. Like, look at this tower. Like... When I first joined, like I said, I had to build on the other side of this tower, and I'm actually gonna cut ahead to some footage where it's nighttime, because as you can see with this texture pack and shaders on, that particular fence block has a green glow to it, and it looks super cool from the other side of the ravine. And it was one of the big reasons I was like, I really want to have a house that's overlooking that, because, hey, that's a lore thing in the future, and I want to, who knows, maybe I'll have my character be, like, really interested by this tower and want to study it or something like that. And then everything changed when my incompetence attacked. But it's fine, it's fine. I honestly like that it's someone's house a lot better than if it was some mystical place, because that means that I can come around here and not feel bad about potentially spoiling things. Like, hey, you're not allowed, this is a forbidden area that you are not allowed to go by, you just have to taunt your viewers with it, or something like that. It is just, hey, she lives in this really cool tower, and she happens to be a citizen, so you can, like, walk by it and stuff, and that just makes me happy. Especially because there's so many good builds. Oh yeah, I also left a little... Because on her live stream, the one where she was saying nice things about my build, she didn't have a lot of... Oh, I can't read it in the dark. Spruce. She didn't have a lot of spruce, so I gave some spruce saplings to her, just in case she needs it. My goal is to be super helpful in the server, just because, like, I'm not really a big fan of making people pay for things and all that. I know a lot of SMPs run on, like, a capitalist system where you buy things, you know, as you would do in the real world, but, like, we're in a town where, like, Everyone's stuck here. Why would my character not just be like, hey, listen, homie, I get it, right? I get that you're stuck here. We're all stuck here. Let's just make the best out of it. So that is my logic on that. But regardless, though, I want to be nice in and out of lore for this SMP. So that's what I did. I left a couple of saplings there. I say a couple, I mean like a whole stack, but I have another stack. I have so many because that entire house, all of the trimming is logs. It's a lot of logs. And don't even get me started on dark oak. Dark oak, that entire roof is still not done because I didn't realize when I was building it, it was stripped oak wood and not stripped oak logs, meaning that for every log that I've placed down there, there's 4 times more work that I need to do. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that, honestly. It looks fine as it is. Like, it just, on the edges, you see log texture. That's it. And no one really cares about log texture that much, except for me, because I know that I'm probably going to eventually be like, oh yeah, I gotta replace that at some point. Regardless, though, this is Kaz's house, I believe. The other person in that first clip that I showed you. They are super cool as well. I'm not going to be going into any of these builds yet. I just want to show the outside of them just because I think that they're really neat and cool looking. Like, look at this place. Even when it's dark outside, like, the roof has a really cool slope to it. Okay, the border around the roof has a cool slope to it, but also, like, the roof is made of amethyst, which really makes it pop out, and it's just a really cool structure. Over here is probably one of my favorite builds on this server. Like, hands down. I don't know who built this house, but is super cool and super detailed, and I really like it. I wish there was a sign saying whose place this was. Because, like, look at it! Those are lecterns up there. Like, they're turned out to look like banisters. It's such a cool design, and there's so much work that obviously went into this. Like, I just want to know who you are. I want your talent. Give me your talent. There is also another build over here. Oh, right, yeah, she put those on there like that. Oh, I guess she must have gotten done with all of it. Oh, that's cool. I'm not going to go inside. She was telling me how she was, watching a video to see how this was built. Oh, it looks really cool. All the different shapes and stuff. Especially that. Oh, it's so neat. But yeah, there's a lot of really good builds on the... What are you doing here? No. Whoa. You just sped ran towards me. There we go. I needed bones, actually. I've been using bones so much for the moss and stuff. But regardless, though, I am going to take this opportunity to get back over, because I think those 3 are the only ones that are over here right now. I could be wrong. Let me go over the parkour bridge, and I will try my best not to fall down, because I think that would be really embarrassing of me to be like, yeah, I had my character move here to, like, try and help people that are falling down, and then fall down. But, like, to be honest, I have fallen down that particular parkour jump. I think it was, like, that 3rd one is one I've fallen down a couple of times, and I don't know why. That is that island. Oh, and you can see the tower. You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean about that tower being, like, super cool? Like, it glows, and it just looks ominous. Like, that's why I had to have my house facing towards it, because I wanted to be able to look through the window. I just wanted to look from the top floor, have my character wonder what was going on over there. And it turns out that isn't how things went, but hey, sometimes things are even better than when you first start thinking of them. Regardless, so I think those are those 3 houses. Actually, let me go sleep, because I'm sure the rest of the server would look a lot nicer when it is light outside. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about zombies and the like either, because a lot of this place isn't spawn-proofed. I think that's going to be one of my next big projects. It's just making sure things are spawn-proof to the best of my ability. Oh! That's Stitch. That's the owner. I'll just say hi as I continue on my merry way. Okay, let me give a tour of the rest of the server. Like I said, I'm only going to be going into the outsides of buildings. And I'm just going to say this right now. I don't know everyone by heart yet. There are some people that I do know just a little bit. Um, but I don't really know them well enough to know all of their pronouns and the like. So probably for a lot of this, I'm going to be defaulting to they, them. I know in the future that that's going to change, but at the moment, yeah. And I apologize to anyone that doesn't appreciate that. I will be doing my best to learn people's names and faces and all that fun stuff. Other than that, and other than the zombie in the background, let's start on the tour in just a little bit once I respond to her. Alright, I responded to her. She'll probably have something to say in just a second, but for the moment, we're going to at least show the mailboxes of everyone. I'm gonna have to figure out where this zombie is. This zombie has been driving me crazy. There's just a zombie trapped under probably a filled-in creeper hole somewhere, and I don't know where it is. Is it here? It might actually just... No, this area is already lit up. Yeah, I don't know where it is, and quite frankly, it's going to bug me until I find out, so... we are going to get on that at some point, but I don't want to get too distracted because I will. So let's go and check out this little area. So I'll admit I haven't seen the entire lore for this particular area. I do know that this is the little mailboxes that we have, and I put mine over here next to Dread. We haven't had anything in ours yet, but that's fine. Other than that, though, there's also this table right here, which I believe is for meetings. So the chairs, I think, are for a meeting that was happened before the lore officially started. It was just sort of a little fun thing that the others did. If I can find the VOD, I will link to it down below. I'm not sure if it's still up. I think that might have been one of the people that are on Twitch. RTH. Yeah. RTH was one of the people that did it, but I do not know exactly if it's still up or not. At the very least, I'm going to be trying to link to as many of the members as possible to sort of give a little bit more attention to them, and otherwise get a little sense of community. Maybe I'll make like a doc for everyone. I don't know, you'll see in the description whether or not I do that or not. Regardless though, there are quite a few different people on the server. Every single one of these people that have a sign up obviously are people that have been playing on here. Apparently this little board right here has a lot of the people that are in a cult. Yes, there is a cult. That's a whole story. Actually, I guess I probably could tell you about the cult, because we're going to be heading over towards that way. Just a little bit. Yeah, this field right here. So I have a small story about how I met the leader. I think he's the leader of the cult. I'm not sure. Turnipy, who has a very cute, like, turnip-themed skin, came to my house the other day as I was building on it, and overall, mostly... I'm gonna get away from the pig before I continue the story, because that's gonna annoy me. So anyway, Turnipy shows up at my house, and it basically goes like this. He says, wow, this is a really good build. Do you want to see my build? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to see your build. I want to make new friends. So I follow him to this house that's up on the hill in the middle of the snow. I think I just managed to get some leather boots. I managed to get some leather boots from fishing, right? So I was good. I was set. I was warm. I was cozy. I was thriving in my element. I got the achievement for being light as a rabbit, which... fitting. Very fitting. Yeah, it was a good time. He has a really quaint little castle up that way, which I'll have to show you as well. But regardless, I run into him, and we go into his little house. And this time I didn't realize he was with this cult. Basically was like, hey, by the way, do you want to join the Wheaties? That's what they're called, by the way, the Wheaties. I have already come up with a nickname for them, because my character does not plan to join any cults. No cults for me. No thank you. I have my wheat, and I will stick to my wheat. he asked, hey, do you want to join the Wheaties? And I already know that this is one of the cults, so I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that. And he's like, yeah, it's a really good group here. You should read the rules. And the first rule on this book is if you leave the Wheaties, you die. They'll kill you. You're dead. They're going to hunt you down, etc., etc. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good time. So I'm very awkwardly in his house being like, oh, geez, On one hand, you gave me iron armor, because this is actually the armor that, he gave me. Yeah, he'd been nice and given me, like, gifts and stuff, and I was really grateful for that. And so... But I didn't want to join a cult, right? I didn't want to join. I was like, I'm not really feeling this whole thing, so I am just going to go on my merry way. And so I basically was like, yeah, I'm outie. I appreciate the offer, etc., etc. But I gotta go back to building, and so I'll think about it, alright? I'll think about it, and that's the extent of what I'm going to do. And so that's kind of the situation that's been, and I'm sure it's gonna come up in lore sometime, that he's gonna be like, hey, have you made your decision yet? And I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be really awkward for you in about 5 seconds. But that's my little story of some of the shenanigans so far. Almost getting recruited to a cult about my 3rd day playing, so, you know, just normal things. Normal gamer boy things. I think I've spent enough time just circling this wheat field, so let me actually go ahead and show some of the other places, even though it's getting dark now. I guess I should have thought about this before I decided to go on a tangent about wheat cults. There's apparently one more cult somewhere, but I don't know what it is, and I've only heard from this one so far. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a situation where, hey, there's only one that I have to be like, I'm not really feeling the whole cult thing, instead of there being, like, rival cults or something like that. Let me get back onto the tour. So this is the community garden, obviously. They have carrots and potatoes, melons and pumpkins up here, which honestly is one of the best things that I have used way too much. I wouldn't say way too much. I think I only got 1 melon, 1 pumpkin, and so many carrots. Carrots are the big thing that I get, because, you know, rabbit, kind of my thing. But other than that, like, I don't know who set this up, but it was still really nice of them to do that, and I appreciate whoever took the time to do that for everyone in the server. Over this way, here's another one of the really gorgeous builds, right? I really appreciate the like attention to detail on this, because like there's like stairs and there's like the campfires. I really wanted to do that in my first draft of the build that I made, is have campfires as the porch hanging, but it just didn't look right with my palette, so I had to swap them out for the dark oak logs. Regardless, though, there is this massive building, which, again, it's so good. Eve, you are a beautiful builder. I really appreciate this build. It's just really nicely detailed. Well done. Like, for real. Over here, I actually haven't gone next to this house yet. Like, I know there is a house, but I do not know whose it is. And I'm a little afraid to walk up to people's houses, because I don't want it to be like, hey, you're not allowed to be in here. Okay, Midsummer is another person in the middle of working on their place. They are also really cool, too. I talked to them for a little bit on the Discord channel that we all share, and, like, they have a lot of really cool... They have such good art, too. Again, I'm going to be linking as many people as I can in the description, but, like, their art is so good. When I saw it in the Discord channel, I'll have to check to see if it's okay for me to put it in this video as well. But if I got permission, then I will definitely put their art up here. Like, it's super well detailed. The anatomy is super good. The colors are great, even though they said Discord muddled them a little bit. And overall, I'm just... Everyone's so talented, it's not fair. As much as I want to gush about Midsummer's like art and stuff, I don't want to spoil anything too long. I don't want to go inside of their house, because obviously they're still working on it. So I will continue on my merry way. I don't know what this area is. Like, I know there's a giant hole. I know that there is this platform. I know that overall, it just seems like a fountain area. I do not know why there is a giant hole, though. I also don't know whose house this is, although, again, it's really cool. Oh, this might actually be another of Midsummer's places. Oh, if it is, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, there's no sign on the door, so I have to assume, because it's fenced off, that's another of Midsummer's places. If this is you, Midsummer, that is awesome. Like, for real, that's super cool. I'm gonna say super cool a lot, because there is a lot of things on this server that are, indeed, super cool. Why is there just a... Oh, it's a fish tank. Oh, okay. And then there's a bee nest right there. Okay, gotcha. I was really confused for a second. Oh. Alright, this is the guy I was talking about. I'm not sure if he just has 2 houses or if that's like their headquarters or something like that. But regardless, this is his house. I think it's really cool too. I love the shapes and I love taking a swim apparently. Yeah, I love the shapes. I love the barn house feel. I don't know if that's supposed to be open. With the texture pack that I have, as you can see, like from there, all the glass doesn't have a texture really. So I can never really tell if places are supposed to be open or if they just happen to be invisible at the moment. He also has this little worshipping windmill, which, listen, I have to bring it up, Turnipy. I have to. Where's the mill part? Where's the wind part? Yeah, no, I think you got the mill part down. Where's the wind part? Like, there's no, like... What are they called? You're, like, the rotor things. You know, that spin around. I don't remember what the blades. Yeah, the blades of the windmill. Like, there's none. Like, listen, I'm not gonna be part of your cult, right? Because I appreciate everything that you've done for me so far. If you need someone to build the the wind part of your windmill, like, just hit me up. I can try it, please. Because this is gonna bug me until I figure out why you don't have the wind in your windmill. Windmills aside, or I guess just mills aside. Oh. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, a second, because the lighting doesn't really help. Please donate to the Wheat God. Write your name on the item and toss it down. And I don't know where this goes, and quite frankly, I don't think I want to know. Let us go this way. There's not a whole lot this way, but there is enough for me to show you because this has the map. Yeah, there we go. Some of these signs are just around in order to... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess, like, guide about how we want to build things in the future. So this is a project I think I want to take on at some point, is giving everyone banners so that way they can... we can take the map and basically mark out where different people's places are. Because at the moment, we have an unlabeled map with a lot of cool stuff, but unfortunately not a lot of ways to know what that cool stuff really is. So let's see, there is... Yeah, we've been basically through this entire area. And I believe this was the start of... No, wait, this is an old map. This is an old map. Yeah, because my house is right here-ish. Because you can see the little pumpkins. If you noticed earlier, there was a little bit of pumpkins down below my place. So this is basically where my house would be on the map. It's just barely on there. Regardless, though, at some point we need to update this map in order to show all of the cool builds. And basically just not have an old map of just the older people's builds. Also, skeleton horses. Whose skeleton horses are these? Sarah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah's got their horses right there. I really want to grab a daisy, but I'm not going to. I've already taken enough flowers. This is one of the big trees that I believe Stitch made. I could be wrong. I know she mentioned making a lot of the custom trees, but this is one of the big ones. I think there used to be another one. It must have burnt down, right? And I think only just today, like probably not even an hour before I came on here, they changed the fire tick to be off. Because I was I don't know why I'm saying I think. I was definitely the one to bring up, like, hey, you know that, like, the entire premise of this series is a big forest, and all of our builds are made of wood. And yeah, we have giant trees that are like the focal point. Maybe we should not have the ability to just burn them down in an instant. But I don't know, this server can be a little chaotic sometimes, so maybe they wanted that. Maybe they wanted that for a while, and then we're like, oh yeah, we do have a lot of wood, don't we? But this right here is the gateway, which is basically how everyone gets into town, because this cobblestone wall that's around everywhere that at some point I want to pretty up, that's going to be a very, very huge project, and I don't know what the design would be. Regardless, though, this is the area that everyone runs into, and this arch right here is the one that I want to replicate to some extent over in the pathway to those like little floating parkour islands, because I think that would be really cool to have. Just to sort of like tie in this theme of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like overgrown archway, grassy archway, etc. Something like that. At some point there might be a watchtower right here, and this is someone's chunk that they dug out. Or started digging out, I should say. I don't know exactly what they're doing here, but I don't want to find out too much. I don't want to snoop too much into what people are up to, because I don't know if that is lore, or if that is like just something that they are doing in order to get items or something of the like. Actually, there's signs right there. Hang on a sec. Oh, someone stole their path. Or they stole the path. I don't know who did. Yeah, they have stuff for... They got the shop that they're going to be building. Okay. Cool. Then I will not touch that at all, and I will go back towards town. Probably go up the hill a little bit. Alright, so... What else? I guess I could probably follow the torches, because I believe that I can get to Turnipy's house through this way. Wait, do I have those leather shoes? Ugh, I don't. I'm just gonna have to pray that there's no packed snow. How did I... You know what? I'm not gonna question it too much. Please don't kill me. Please. 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 God, I hate... Packed snow is cool and all. Oh no. No. Oh hey, there's iron down here. I needed that. What I didn't need is to die. As I was saying, packed snow is cool. Falling into packed snow is not. Oh, do I want to get that iron, though? I desperately need iron. Let's go for it. No one's gonna see it anyway. I'm rescuing it. That's what I'm doing. Because no one else would use it. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, at some point this is probably gonna need a pathway as well. Oh. Do we have to... No. You know what? I'm starting to think this isn't the best way. You know, I'm just gonna go back towards this side of the structure. Eat some bread, just a little bit. And check out the flower shop just a little bit. Yeah, there is a flower shop. I usually just get my own flowers out from the wild, but this is a nice place that people can go to if they need a little bit of extra flowerage. Over on this side, I think there's just a little patio area that's supposed to look nice, and it does look nice, don't get me wrong. But that's because everything in this place looks nice. Like, it's so cute. It's so cute. Look at this place. A little pond, and I really want to get a lily pad. Just overall, it's just very nice, and I appreciate it a lot. Let's see, this is someone's thing right here. I know it's not finished, though, so I'm gonna try not to go to too many things that are, like, super unfinished. But over here, there is someone else's house. I want to say this is K9's place. Yeah, this is K9's. Like, I almost built a hobbit hole. Yeah. Let me fix my sentence. I almost built a hobbit hole because I wanted to have like a burrowing aspect to my character because, you know, rabbit. But like, oh, hey, rabbit. Yeah, I wanted to have a burrowing, like, you know, rabbit aspect to my character. Obviously that isn't what I ended up doing in the end, but like, if I did, it would not be as good as this. I would make something very small and unassuming, I think. There is Canine's overpacked sheep farm, and it's really loud. I may have dyed one of them lime green. I'm not sorry. Let's see, this one. I love these candles. Ooh, his house is this. Ashley. Oh, it's so hard to read with this shaders, but I'm pretty sure that's Ashley's. Okay, I don't know if I've met Ashley yet. Again, it's another cute build. It has a little balcony area too. Oh, that's awesome. The little like archways down there. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. I might not be able to get to it, but that's the place that I was talking about. There's a lot of monsters out here. Ooh, I do need spider. Ooh, I do need some string. Oh, am I gonna risk it? Nah. I have a tour I still need to give. But yeah, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from my place, which is right over here. And now that we've gotten back to my place, let's go over and pay a visit to the other side of town, because I've taken you on all of that side, but there is also this area over here as well. And I'm going to actually start with RTH, because he is right next door. There we go. So RTH lives in the library, I believe is his lore. I say I believe. I watched the stream. Like, I know he lives here. Yeah, and it's decorated with diamonds. It's a magic shop as well. There's like books in the back. He also has a cat named Haldius. Haldius. Or Haldius. Is there fish in there? Yes, okay. I'm going to take one, because I cannot leave without feeding a catto. There you go. House lab. I don't know if I've met Cole yet, honestly. Those Spaghetti, who I believe... Yeah, Spaghetti's on the server right now. I don't know where they are, though. They are definitely here on the server, but they might just be outside of the walls, honestly, or doing something else. Let's see, there is... LMD. Yeah, she's also one of the people that I know the pronouns of. I believe she has a bakery in town. Yeah, it's that little pink roof. Pink and white checkered roof right over there. Which we will be heading to in just... How are there so many zombies right now? Even though there's only 2. There we go. One down. There we go. Okay. So, zombies aside. Yeah, like I said, this place isn't very well lit. So I'm actually going to add a couple of torches. It's not going to be enough to stop spawning entirely, but when people like me who are nosy wander around, it might at least deter some of it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Like I said, at some point I'm going to be going around and lighting this entire town up based on the character that I want to have. And I've probably already said a lot already about him, but I don't want to spoil too much. But for the idea that I have, I feel like he definitely would make sure that every path is safe. But enough about that. This is someone's little house. Again, they're all so good. Whose house is this? Oh, you don't have a... I would just please put a name above your house. Because it's so cute, and they have a little, like, cave area where they have all their enchanting stuff. Over this way. Again, I don't know whose house that is, but I have went up there before. That, I believe, is a villager trading area. I know I've seen people walk by it before. Okay, alright. Well, that aside, that is a little area for bamboo and cactus. Let's head back into the town a little more proper. Alright, so I know this is an armor shop. I don't know, is this Dread? No, it's Benji. I don't know why I thought it was Dread. I haven't met Benji yet, I don't believe. I've seen them talk on the server, but I do not know them super well. There's another zombie somewhere. I swear, this particular zombie is also always here. See, this is Splish. Splish duck, I believe. Something, it's either duck splish or splish duck or something like that. Yeah, my texture pack doesn't do this particular building justice very well. Or I guess it's probably my shaders, honestly, but regardless, like, this is also a really nice build. I love the shapes. I love this cool little design on the front. It's just really neat. Over here is LMD's bakery, which I'm not going to look too much in, because by the time that I am recording this, she is getting ready to do a stream, I think, either today or tomorrow. Hey, sorry, Editor Lou here, just quickly jumping into the video to say that LMD has actually done this lore stream already. So, in the time that I was editing all of this, the date kind of got pushed around a bit, but now that this lore stream is happening tonight as I'm recording this audio, I'm gonna link in the description below to the VOD, so go check it out. That way you'll be able to see it before I upload my perspective in my first lore video. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, so let's get back to the video. But I believe that might be all of the builds that I have seen in the town. Obviously there are some builds like farms and stuff, and I believe like even houses outside of the server, but as far as I am aware, I don't even know where those are. And also, like, there isn't that many of them from what I have been able to gather, and the ones that are out there are pretty unfinished, so I don't want to spoil too much than I already have. But I've been trying to keep everything as much as I can without spoiling you guys as the audience, because well, this is going to be a huge series with a lot of creators in it, and they all have their own like unique lore for their characters. And like I've been mentioning, my character also has unique lore, which I guess I should probably explain, because you're probably like, well, why haven't you been doing lore then, huh? And the reason for that is because I want to do something maybe a little bit different than, well, I say a little bit different. I've literally been seeing streams of people just building and not being in like lore mode. So like this isn't different at all, but I am going to be structuring this in a way that should hopefully give the best of both worlds of building stuff and also having a cool story with a, hopefully, fingers crossed, cool character. So it's basically going to go, if I can get my timing right and my like editing and all that, this basically is going to be back and forth between casual, non-lore builds and streams and all that fun stuff, and also a sort of more serious, heavy lore that I will be sort of manning on my own front. Obviously, I can't speak for the world in general. This is not my server. I don't control anything other than myself, but I really... the setting's so cool. Like, I gotta do something cool with it, right? I gotta honor this place in some way. So yeah, the next video, hopefully that you will see, will be a cool little lore stream. Not stream. Although I am planning on streaming at some point. It probably won't be very often because unless I am with other people, I don't really have the energy to keep up conversations for as long as streaming would require, right? Like, I'm the type of person that gets into a zone and immediately, like, forgets to talk. The only reason I'm doing all right here, and you've probably noticed it by now, is because I am editing out some of the pauses that I have in my content. But trust me when I say that there are a lot of times where I have to stop and realize, oh, hey, I haven't said anything for 10, 20 minutes. That's honestly something I need to work on as I grow my channel a little bit more, but hey, what can you do? Like, it's something that I will be working on, and something that hopefully you will be able to see as we continue on this little journey together. But for now, I will probably be sticking to mostly just pre-recorded content. However, at the same time, I'm not going to just be doing those two things. I might spruce in, or spruce. I got spruce on the mind. All I've been seeing is spruce. No, I will splice in some moments where it's not just building, because honestly, like, although there is a lot of like little community projects that I can think of doing, like finishing this path and like putting lights in the ground and putting lampposts everywhere in order to light things up and make it look pretty, and paths and all that. Honestly, I know that building isn't going to be the end all with the server. So there also will be some points where it's like, hey, I'm doing some art, or hey, I am starring in someone else's thing, go check them out. Or even just, hey, I am thinking of like a mini game and want to have that on the server. So it's not going to just be build, build, build. There is going to be some content. Some of it might not even be in Minecraft, but definitely will be themed around the server in general. Because again, I just think the server is really neat from what I've seen so far. The world lore is interesting, and overall, I just want to immerse myself into this experience as much as possible. So the next time you will be seeing me on this channel, if I don't get my single player content all the way finished, like I probably won't, because that's another thing. I forgot that there's a beehive right here. But yeah, I have a single player world series in mind that I really want to get to as well, that I think will be at the very least interesting to some people, but time will only tell. Regardless though, I don't think that I will be getting that out in time because it requires a lot of editing and the like that I have not started, other than finishing the script, finishing the... Well, there's... Okay, I should clarify. There's a lot of things that I have finished. I haven't finished the stuff that actually makes the video. I have the pieces, I just have to put them together and also add visuals, which you would think for Minecraft related content would be easy because it's just gameplay. No. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just no. Regardless though, the next video you will be seeing, at least in this series, if the other series hasn't come out, is that little bit of lore, just a little smidgen of lore. And hopefully it'll be enjoyable. I'm not going to make any promises. I like these things that I've come up with, but I am biased because, well, I am myself. So obviously, until I get into a self-doubting episode, I am going to think that, hey, my stuff is pretty cool. I don't think I have enough time in order to do what I was going to do, which is building that archway, or at the very least commentate over it for the moment. So what might be happening right now is, hey, I'm walking around the front area in a circle, or what I could do is I could go into a time lapse of stuff I've recorded afterwards and make myself look like a liar. But that's probably not going to happen. So for now, I'm actually going to hop into a different world and ask for opinions, because I believe my next project is changing the lighting of this server. So as you can see, I do have a few little lighting options right here. I wanted to sort of figure out what works best for the server in terms of nothing that's too expensive, that needs a lot of really high cost materials. So I basically just went with what I have at the moment, which is dark oak, deep slate. I forgot I was in creative mode. Oh no. Okay, crisis averted. But yeah, it's a lot of deep slate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn the shaders off for a moment. There we go. So as you can see, it's a couple of different light post designs. Everyone except for this one, I looked up sort of inspiration on different things, and so these designs aren't entirely my own. I believe for this one, it's probably the closest to the actual inspiration that I got, but it's still not a 100% replica. There is some blocks that I swapped out because I used the deep slate and the dark oak instead of, I want to say it was cobble and just normal oak. Oh, and also birch signs, but the birch signs are just there to show that, hey, this is different than the rest of it. This will be swapped out with probably another dark oak sign, so that way I can make it glow and look all pretty and pop out and all that stuff. And that'll be the same for all of these signs. So, going in order, there is this design, which is very simple, very symmetrical little design. It has the birch around that, and then in order to give it a little bit more depth, it has the trapdoors around the block at the bottom. Next is this one, which was the first and only one that I made by myself. This is sort of a similar situation where it's like there's the deep slate and then there's the deep slate wall, but it also has a dark oak. I want to say it's dark oak. Is it dark oak? Yeah, okay, it's dark oak. With the dark oak sort of fence post and then a little cover on the top in order to have the lanterns. Honestly, I'm biased, but this is probably my favorite one just because it looks more, I guess, rustic in a sense. Like, these ones, I do really like these ones too, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they are definitely more polished, whereas this one definitely seems like, oh hey, someone made this by hand in order to make this fit in with the town. There's also this one, which I honestly didn't know that these things were so easy to craft. Like, I've been going this entire time thinking that those things are like how anvils are, where you have to use like full iron blocks. I thought that was like iron in the middle. No, it's stone. And I don't know why I thought it was that. But regardless, this is the another lamppost design. Again, I don't know if I like it. Maybe if I... Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Well, if that connected, that might be cool. But alas, that is not how this works. And then finally, there is this design, which, now that I'm looking at it, I don't really like. I like the different heights of the lanterns, but I also did that with this one, and that made me happy. So, regardless, these are the options that I've kind of been going with, and I kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts. Because otherwise, I'm just going to go with the one that makes me the happiest and doesn't use the most resources. But if you have any thoughts about which one you want in the comments, so 1, 2, 3, or 4, let me know. And then maybe I could stop being so indecisive about what I want to build for the future. Also, don't mind this in the background. That was me losing my mind trying to figure out the dimensions of the house for Astra. But with that being said, I think that's where I'm going to call things here for this morning. I appreciate whoever's watching this right now. I appreciate you for checking out my channel, especially because this is going to be my first video ever on this channel. I really do appreciate you stopping by and checking out my content. If you happen to enjoy it, you're free to subscribe. Otherwise, I definitely would at least wait for the lore video, because like I said, I'm very biased, but I think that one's going to be super fun and super cool and super creepy. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you later, and I hope you have a good day. I don't know how to end videos yet, so I'm just going to...